What are we talking about? Another one of them hearty classics tuna casseroles. So inexpensive and so good. With a Ritz cracker crust that goes on top, grace it with your table, you'll be saying grace forever after that. Come on, the beagle ain't gonna wait. Hey, I gotta let y'all in on a little secret. We had like a wardrobe malfunction, but really it was a wardrobe abuse, I think. Come on in here, I want you to see this right here. Sadie, our dog, the munch mouth, decided that she would chew the button off on the way down here. I'm not about to give an Ariat shirt up. I am not, because these folks and these shirts always keep me looking so good. I mean, November 24th through the 30th, they're having one heck of a sale. I'm telling you, you can get just what I'm wearing, anything in the world. Go to their website, you will see it there. Black Friday sale at its best. Get yourself some Ariat. I mean, you got great gift ideas. Christmas is coming up, but say, maybe it's just a Monday and you want to look good as me. That's what I'd do. I'd go there and get me one of them shirts. Everything you need to know will be listed down there in a little link below, and don't miss out on some great stuff from Ariat. I need to keep back to cooking, so let's get after it before Sadie eats the buttons off the rest of them. And what are we talking about? Tuna casserole. My mother used to make this for us all the time when we were at home, and she'd set that out there on the table, and all you had to have was one of them what you call light bread. You understand light bread, Shin? It was,
like Wonder Bread?
Yes, there you go, but we always called it light bread. It wasn't dark, it was light bread. I know, it was so good it was. Put your little butter on that, get you some of that tuna casserole and just lay right over on the top of it. Sometime we'd even toast it. It didn't get no better than that. And hey, back then, and still is now, tuna is pretty cheap in the can and you can buy it. And we're not talking about just using what? Condensed mushroom soup or something like that. No, we're gonna make our own roux that goes with this that makes it even better than that. So easy, so tasty, let's talk about it. And sorry, Charlie, you ain't gonna be in this deal neither. 12-inch Dutch oven sitting up on the beautiful creation. What? Oh, Bertha, she isn't. What a fine stove Hasty Bake done made me. Get that butter melted in there. And I think I need to tell y'all right off the bat, don't be ever in here scraping metal against metal. Always use wood. That's the reason I made these spatulas so many years ago. That butter has begun to bubble up nicely. We got one pretty large honking white onion, and we're gonna put her right in here. We're going to cook this about 5 or 6 minutes, stirring every once in a while to get them onions good, soft, and translucent. We're going to season, and what are we using? Kent Rollins original seasoning. That's what I'm talking about. It's got a little lemon citrus base to it. Really goes well with any kind of fish. And we got 4 garlic cloves. Now we don't be putting them in there at the first because that stuff will burn, it will. So let me get all them in there. And the fragrance is fixing to start getting really good here. Onions and garlic and butter. Hey, you just slap that on a piece of bread and call it a sandwich because it'll be pretty good, it will. Let me get this garlic cooked. Well, the garlic has browned up there a little, it is, so we're going to stir in about 4 tablespoons worth of flour for a thickening agent. Be sure and not pour it all right in the same spot. We want to sort of drizzle this around there. This is what's going to thicken up that tuna casserole to where it is what I call just right to eat. Get the rest of it in there. Oh man, can you smell that over there where you're at, Shan?
Oh, I can get that garlic.
To that mixture, we're going to add 2 cups of chicken broth. Remember I told you this wasn't none of you this canned soup. So here comes, what you call it? 1. Here come 2. Now we got to make that thick, rich, and creamy, don't we, Shan? So what do you think we should be putting in there for thick, rich, and creamy? Heavy cream, Shan. And we're talking about a cup full. And that's about the right amount it is. Everything is in the pot. We need to cook this for about 2 or 3 minutes till it begins to thicken up just a tad. Make sure that you be stirring it. You don't want to scorch the milk. Well, it has thickened up right nicely. It has. And most recipes you ever seen for a tuna casserole say, add 2 6-ounce cans of tuna to your casserole. No. Well, first of all, we're looking for 4 cans of tuna. Whoa. Yes, we are. But it's got to be the white albacore tuna, but it's got to be packed in water. Dump them all in there because y'all know me, we ain't gonna be looking for no meat. It'll just happen to be on the fork when you reach in there and grab it.
Do you have a brand preference?
Well, I've used Bumblebee, I've used Chicken of the Sea, I've used Star Kissed. This has always been really good to me, Chicken of the Sea. Chicken of the Sea. Uh-oh, that jumped right out of there. Go ahead and get that stirred in there really well incorporated. Now, first of all, tuna casserole be having some noodles in it. What do I like to use? Big, wide egg noodles I do. Now, I'm not much of a noodle maker, but sometimes I'll be making noodles like for homemade chicken noodle soup, but not enough for this tuna casserole. So make sure that you just cook them to the directions that's on the package, but cook them like that guy that drove through the hailstorm. Remember, Shan? Al dente was his name. You just want to cook them till they get to that, drain the water off of them, or if you have to cool them off real quick, put some cold water in there, let them set a minute, and then drain it. But cheesy goodness is coming up. It is what? We're talking Monterey Jack and what? Cheddar. Let's go ahead and get her in there. Get her stirred up to where everybody gets some of that good juice on it, because tuna casserole has got to have some cheese in it, so everything be cheesier. Let's put half that pasta in there right now. You can do this if you're doing it in a casserole dish. You can just pour that right over the pasta. But I like to mix it all in. That way I make sure everybody is getting some of the love. And this makes a pot full. It will feed a handful of people. I can remember when I was on a ranch and I'm thinking, I got to feed these guys better than anything they've ever eaten in their life. I can't be doling out no sandwiches or something like that. I've got to do really good. My mother told me before I left, cook like you do at home. Cook like they're your family. What do you want to really show some people when you got a lot of family around the table? First of all, you show them a lot of love. But we got to making them really old comfort food classics. Casseroles like homemade hamburger helper, this tuna casserole, chicken and rice casserole. Folks, them is what we all growed up on, and them is what will always fill your belly and make you feel better when you leave the table. So let me get this in there, we'll put a topping on it, and we'll get it on some heat. We done made us a little crumb topping we are, but we're not talking about just regular old cracker crumbs. No, we're talking about, what would Andy Griffith say? Everything tastes better on a Ritz cracker. That's what I'm talking about, Ritz cracker, mixed with some Parmesan, put you a little oil in there to get it all to going, and then we're just gonna sprinkle it right here over the top, because it is gonna give it a crust and a little crunch, and that's what we're after, because we be liking to have some crunchy, cheesy goodness with some Ritz crackers on there. Parmesan, last thing to go it is. We're going to give it a pretty good generous shake in here because I like that stuff. I think some folks call it stinky cheese. Come on, we're going to the fire. Got her on the fire we did. Tall trivet again. But hey, folks, this is really a great dish for beginners to cook in a Dutch oven. But say you be cooking it in the house. What? Preheat that oven to 400 degrees because it's about a 20 to a 25 minute cook. Everything is really cooked in here. We're just warming it through, melting that cheese and setting that crust. So when we put it on the trivet, we let pretty heavy cold ring all the way around the bottom on the outside edge of the Dutch only, and loaded up the top pretty good. We will rotate it. The wind has sort of died down here a little today, so won't take much. This will bubble through. That cheese will melt right there and be good. It'll be a quick cook in a Dutch oven, because even if you start this out and you think, ooh, I might have too much heat, you can actually stir this. If you don't want to mess up the top, I wouldn't stir it, but you could to check it if you needed to. Woo-wee, things have got done. They have. Didn't take this dish long to cook. I remember one time on the ranch I had to throw something together really quick because I could see them down there at a set of pins and had like 40 minutes. This was the dish that graced the table that day. Tuna casserole. Oh, some of you be saying, you didn't put no green peas on there. Come on in here. I ain't gonna put no green peas in mine. Y'all remember the shepherd's pie? I didn't put no green peas in it neither. So, what are we talking about? Tuna casserole. I just want to be smooth, like feeling at home. I know the tuna casserole gonna get me there. It's good grazing. That tuna casserole is what's happening. Brings back childhood memories around the table. The thing I think that really just throws it over the top is the Ritz cracker crust. But also, that heavy cream don't hurt a thing, I promise you. And folks, 4 cans of tuna in there, you get a piece of tuna in every bite. You ain't gonna leave none out nowhere. You know, remember that apron we got that says you cannot get full on fancy? This is what I'm talking about, folks. Good, down-home, hearty cooking that graced the table of people for generations. People was looking for something that was easy to fix, but saved them money, filled their bellies, and let everybody go to work happy. What are we talking about? Tuna casserole. Bring the family together, get this on their plate, throw a little piece of light bread out there with some butter on it, and you'll be good to go. Everything we used in this video will be listed down there in the little link below. But as always, I tip my hat to all our servicemen and women, and all the veterans who have kept that old flag flying over camp. We appreciate you one and all, we do. We never take it for granted that any of you watch our videos. We are so glad to have you. And remember, hey, it is a great day every day above the grass. Come on in here, God bless you one and all, and I'll see you down the hearty tuna casserole trail.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna have to get rid of these tuna cans. They're drawing flies over here like really bad, okay? I'm just leaning.